Hey, how's it going, friends? It's your girl, Ash Coyote. What's up? What's going on? So today we're going to be talking about something really cool. We're going to be talking about the FURRY Film Festival. Now, for those of you that don't know, the FURRY Film Festival is a relatively new event to our community that's put on by my friend Crono Wolf, which, by the way, we'll be talking to Crono Wolf just a little bit later on in the video, so be sure to stick around for that. But before all that, I'm going to talk a little bit about why film is important as an art form to our community. Film has been something that's been a huge part of my life. Pretty much since I was a kid, I had a camera in my hand and I loved making films. I love making videos. It's just always been a thing for me, you know? You'd be hard pressed to find this coyote without a camera in her hands at some point during the day. Film is one of those unique mediums that really has a lot of power behind it. It's an art form that's consumable by the masses that allows us to communicate beyond just ourselves and beyond just a single still frame. It's definitely one of those things that transcends a lot of other art forms and combines a lot of other art forms too. Film is just magical. It allows us to tell stories and communicate ideas in ways that we wouldn't otherwise be able to. So, I mean, obviously, yes, I am a filmmaker. I made a documentary about furries. You might have heard of it. It was called The Fandom. Yes, thank you, Captain Obvious. Thank you, Ash. Thank you for that. I know I'm not the only other filmmaker in this fandom. I know there's plenty more of us out there. I've talked to a few of you. You know who you are. And I want to see more people step up. I want to see more people create. I want to see more people kind of coming out and telling the stories that they're passionate about, the stories that they love to hear or would love to see put to life on the screen. I want to see that. I want to see you all create. That's what excites me the most. That's what gets me going in the morning. That's what I wake up every single day looking forward to, is being able to pick up my camera and create. And I want you guys to be able to do that too. Kind of in conjunction with this video today and some of the stuff that we talk about a little later on in it, I wanted to tell you guys about a series that I'm going to be launching a little bit later on this year. We're going to be making kind of a Filmmakers 101 video series. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be kind of a hands-on approach with a DIY twist. It'll be really easy to follow. You won't need super expensive cameras or lenses or lights to do any of the stuff that we show you. It's going to focus on content and storytelling. And let me tell you, it's definitely something that I am really looking forward to, because at the end of the day, I want to empower every single one of you to tell your own stories, to share with us what makes you passionate and what makes you happy and what you want the world to know about your perspective. All right, so now let's shift gears a little bit. Let's get into the FURRY Film Festival. So I'm going to be bringing on my friend Crono here, and they're going to be talking to us a little bit about the FURRY Film Festival, what you can kind of expect from it, and where we will be going with it this year. I'm really excited to be talking to them. They are an absolutely amazing creator, so let's just kind of jump on into that. So Crono, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are in the furry fandom?
Hi, my name is Crono Wolf, currently as Commander Campion, who is a character in the fandom, but those of you who know me as Crono Wolf. I am both a musician as well as a visual effects artist. I was originally born in Sydney, Australia, and I live in the United States right now.
So can you kind of expand for the audience just a little bit about like what your visual effects work entails?
Sure. Basically, it started about 10 years ago, and a lot of it is kind of like 3D CGI, compositing, a lot of green screen work, a lot of multi-layered things. Basically the things that result in kind of like spaceships flying, things blowing up, explosions, post-production makeup, all that kind of stuff. Basically the cool stuff that whenever you watch something like Game of Thrones or any of the Netflix series or even movies where you see them do little visual breakdowns on green screen, that's usually the stuff that I work on here.
What kind of led you to go from, you know, like you're here in the United States, you do like a lot of cool visual effects and film stuff, to wanting to put on your own film festival, and not just a film festival, but a film festival for furries?
One of the things that I discovered as soon as I became more involved with the furry fandom in general is that we happen to have a lot of people in this fandom who are multi-talented, people such as yourself who are fantastic content creators and filmmakers, visual effects artists, camera operators, editors, people who have day jobs that are in film and cinema and television, or people who have just been doing it as a hobby. And I saw it as a massive shame that a lot of people would meet and talk and muse about these skill sets, but they never had a platform to express it that was strictly just for them. So I thought doing a dedicated film festival for people within this fandom would be a fantastic opportunity for them to not only show their skills, but do it in something they're passionate about. And I know that this isn't the first furry film festival, but this is one that is a dedicated furry film festival and not necessarily one that's part of another convention as a whole.
You did kind of bring up a really good point in all this, and that's that, like a lot of the other visual mediums, a lot of the other arts in our community kind of get the forefront in the showcase. But film is definitely one of those ones where it's a little bit more difficult to kind of see other filmmakers in our community. I mean, I know when I was kind of like jumping into it, I was like, oh my God, am I the only filmmaker? I can't be the only filmmaker. And of course, I met a ton of amazing people, yourself included, over the years. In your own words, why is film an important artistic medium for our community? And how can film help our community?
I think anything artistic is an important medium in our community because our community is built on the power of our ability to imagine ourselves in another universe, and not just physically, but mentally as well. A lot of people in this community struggle with finding their place and finding their identity. And when they're able to express themselves creatively, they find that sanctuary. And a lot of people also would love the ability to express what that sanctuary means to them. And as such, film is a perfect medium. And you already see a lot of people with other things like animation, 3D design, people doing avatars for VR chat. I think film is just another one of those mediums that enables us to take these sanctuaries that we've found for ourselves, open them up, and allow other people in to see them and share them with you.
There's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to film. I mean, like, obviously when people think of like a movie, they think of like big budgets, expensive cameras, huge crews, and all this stuff to put it together. How can folks make films in our community? How can we kind of bring around some of, like this filmmaking style and, these artistic and visual styles to folks within our community?
I think part of that misconception is in order to be a filmmaker, you need to have the best equipment or the best ideas or the best talent. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, it certainly helps if you have a passion for something and you've gotten really good at it. But ultimately, I think that in order to tell a story, you just need to have a story to tell. And if you're passionate about it and, can get enough people to help you, it doesn't matter if you want to film something on an iPhone or if you're going to use a $10,000 piece of kit to do it. At the end of the day, we all have stories to tell. You got to start somewhere. And ultimately, if you got something to say and you can say it on film, don't let equipment or, years of experience or lack of try and tell you or dictate to you where your place should be when it comes to telling your story.
Absolutely. I mean, that's definitely something I've always tried to reiterate with folks when I talk to them. It's like there's always that misconception that it's like equipment is the barrier of entry. But I mean, we live in a time where literal distributors have purchased films that were shot on iPhones. I mean, I think that alone kind of proves that you don't need expensive camera equipment. You don't need big budgets to make a good story and tell a good story. You just need a story.
Precisely. And at the end of the day, having a good story, if enough people take notice, it could be something that gets turned into something bigger. I mean, sure, you're not going to have something filmed on an iPhone find its way to like a full-fledged Netflix series. But someone in that industry, if they like the idea and it's unique enough, could take notice and they could say, hey, I really like your idea. Let's make it something bigger.
Can you tell me a little bit about the festival, where it's held, what it might be like to attend, and maybe like some of your favorite aspects of it?
We're coming into its second year at the moment. So in 2019 was the first year that we held the dedicated International Furry Film Festival. And we initially were thinking it would be something that would have like a kind of red carpet premiere as well. But then we fast realized that would actually make it a little bit less accessible to the world. And the importance here is being able to take these entries that people have submitted and show them to everyone in the world. So we decided to make it a digital event, and we trialed that for the first year, and it was really, really successful. But sort of backtracking a little bit, it's basically a short film festival. So we have a time limit of 10 minutes, and each year we have a key theme. The theme for the first year in 2019 was the future, and the theme for this year is magic. And the reason why we create a theme is one of two reasons. One, we want to make sure that films that are made specifically for this festival. And secondly, we want to ensure that by giving people a path to start down, it can exploit even more creativity. It's like a lot of people might see it as a limitation, but it's through certain little limitations like that, you can really start to explore, what does the theme mean to you? In this case, magic, is it literal magic? Is it about a musician? Is it about a magician? Or is it about the magic of something that has happened to someone in their life? Or is it metaphorical? Is it physical? You can interpret it in many, many ways.
I know the deadline for the film festival is coming up here really soon. So can you tell people what the deadline is and, set the pace for all this?
The deadline for entries for the 2020 Furry Film Festival is October 9th, which is in just over a month away. Now, we announced that we are open for 2020 entries way back in January and announced the closing date then. I know that a lot of people, especially those who are watching this video, may only just be finding out about it now, and they're probably thinking, oh God, I got like 1 month left to make a movie. And you'd be surprised at how many amazing productions are made last minute. And, with the current situation, everyone kind of hanging out at home anyways, maybe it is the perfect time to exploit some of that creativity and sit down in front of a computer and sketch out and edit some footage together.
Let's kind of talk a little bit about what you get if you win. So talk about the prize, talk about, the prize is, because there's multiple winners picked, right?
We do have different categories. So we have best story, best picture, best character. It's kind of structured very similarly to an Academy Award. And so we offer awards, and those who win those awards are sent a physical little F3 statue, which has their film title, on it and everything. It's a relatively small festival to start with, but we like to reward our filmmakers with the kind of fanfare that one would expect at a proper film festival. So when we do the stream, we actually have our judges also talk about the films, offer their opinions and feedback and everything about them. So it is extremely rewarding, and those who actually had the opportunity to have their films judged last year, and speaking of which, we had some amazing judges. You were one of them. We had Jib Cody, we had Majira Strawberry, we had Keith Locke, and we also had Jesse Cox and Freddie Wong from Rocket Jump. All agreed to watch these films and offer their feedback. So it's extremely rewarding for the filmmakers to not only send their films in and be a part of this festival, but also to know that their work is seen by people such as yourself who can offer their feedback and potential opportunities down the line.
I can't say thank you enough for putting on, this festival for everyone, because, honestly, as a filmmaker myself, I can definitely see the need and necessity for those kind of events in our community, and it's wonderful to have one that is as dedicated to our art and craft as this one, and one that is encouraging young filmmakers to shoulder the mantle of responsibility and go out and film. That's amazing. So here's what I want you all to do. I want you to go out and film a story. I want you to share it with us. Remember, the theme for the Furry Film Festival this year is magic. Now, I want you all to go show us what magic means to you. Please remember to follow the rules of the film festival and go check out their film festival's website for any additional information that you might need. I want you to share something that you are passionate about, that you care about, something that you love. I want you to enjoy the magic of filmmaking like I do too. And I want you to share it with me because I want to see what you guys do. All right, so first, let me say thank you so much to Crono Wolf for joining us. Crono, can you please let everybody know how to find you on the internet?
So as I mentioned, I do visual effects, but what I do mostly is actually music. So I'm a musician by the name of Crono Wolf. So you can actually look it up. I'm on Spotify and all those music outlets. But if you want to find me on Twitter, it's Crono Wolf Music. Chrono is in Chrono Trigger, as well as available on YouTube. So once again, just look up Crono Wolf. I should be probably the top entry there. You'll see a little musical note next to my name. That's where you can find more of my music and stuff.
All right, guys, be sure to go follow Crono on all their social media links. The links will be in the description below, as well as on cards on the video if you didn't notice them already. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to go submit your films to the film festival so I can judge them, so I can judge you. I will judge you. Anyways, I hope you all have a fabulous day. Goodbye.